Now it's time to bring in our next guest, James Locke Jr., co-owner of Pool Locke Associates in Delaware. It's his first time on the show, but James is no stranger to the financial industry. He has more than 20 years of experience. He previously held a seat on the Philadelphia Stock Exchange for 7 years, where he was an independent option trading specialist. James, welcome to the Income Generation.
Thanks for having me today, Dave.
So, okay. We talk about, a lot of people talk about it's a number. You need a certain number when you retire. And the number could differ based upon who you are. But as we talk about in my new book, The Retirement Income Story, it's really not just how much money you have, but it's really more so, isn't it, about how much income that lump sum can generate during retirement?
Yeah, I mean, when you move into retirement, it's no longer about saving and trying to focus on, bumping your number up. Now you're retiring, you're trying to live, and that retirement that you've built up, it now needs to pay you, right? So it's all about what you can get out of that nest egg that you've been saving, over your working years. And your number may be different than my number, is different than the next person's number. And you need to sit down and focus on, what's going to work for you and have a game plan for your retirement moving forward.
It's funny because some people, talk about their withdrawal rate, how much they can withdraw per year as a percentage of the lump sum every year and have a reasonable chance of not running out of money. You and I like to talk a lot about income, generating enough interest and dividends, investing for the I, not the G. So in the 1 minute we have left in this block, tell our viewers why the withdrawal method is so incredibly dangerous when you're retiring.
Yeah, I mean, if you just cover your eyes and blindly say, I'm going to take out whatever the number is, 4%, 3%, whatever your number is, and you don't look and you don't pay attention to what the total is in your account, you can sit there and over 10 years, the next thing you know, your $500,000 all of a sudden may be $300,000. And then, God forbid, there's a market collapse or something like that. If you're invested in mutual funds and things like that, your money could be gone. But if you're focused on income, you have a renewable resource coming in every year. You kind of have that, that ability to spend that interest every year because it's going to be there again next year. And then in the future, if you do need that money, it's going to be there.
Yeah, renewable resource. We talk about that all the time. James, don't go away. We'll be back here in just a minute. You stay with us too. We'll be back here in a minute with some words of wisdom from our good friend, James Locke. Now let's welcome back James Locke, co-owner of Pool Locke Associates in Delaware. James, you're absolutely correct. Renewable resource, you mentioned before the break. But a lot of people today who follow that new Morningstar study that says if you're using the withdrawal method, you can only get 2.6, 2.7% of your asset base per year with a reasonable chance of not running out of money during your lifetime. But you know as well as I do that if they use the income method, they might be able to get 50% more or even double that. They can actually end up with more income and be a lot more secure, correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. In fact, when people come into us, for the first time and they sit down and they're concerned, am I going to have enough money for retirement? And we kind of go through an idea of what they're trying to do, what they're trying to spend, what their income is now. And we say, hey, did you know that you could actually get more money and reduce your risk at the same time? And sometimes they look at me with a blank stare. They can't believe it. And when we walk through the process, they say, the light bulb goes off and say, oh my gosh, why hasn't anyone taught me or showed me about this income before?
So why do you think reducing your risk might be timely? Not just because someone's approaching retirement and they need to kick it down a notch, but today, where we are with the markets today in October of 2019, why do you think risk reduction is something important for people to be aware of in general?
Yeah, I mean, gosh, no one knows what's going on with the markets anymore. It's really hard to predict. The Fed's doing all kinds of things with interest rates. We're going down. We're going back down now even further. gosh, they have negative interest rates in Europe. Who knows when the United States may get there? You know, politics aside, the White House affects the markets on a daily basis. And if you're in retirement, you know, do you really want to sit there and cross your fingers and hope, like, gosh, I hope the stock market works out for me today so I can visit my children or I can take that trip? And that just doesn't make any sense. Getting out of risk and into income is the way that you know that your future is going to be secure.
And besides, we talk about this all the time, and I know you know the answer. Every long-term bear market we've ever had, like the one that started in the year 2000, has had 3 or more major drops within it. How many have we had so far in this bear market since the turn of the century?
2. There's only been 2, Dave. And listen, everyone wants the stock market to go up because it feels good and you like it, and we're optimists inherently. But there have only been 2. History tells us another drop is coming. So you know what? Just by looking at history, the S&P going down 30-40% is in play. And if you need money today, if you don't have time to wait it out, like the 13 years you had to wait from 2000 to 2013 to get back to even.
You can get caught. You can get caught in the trough. You get caught in the trough, and if you're retired, you don't want to be in the trough.
You don't have that time anymore.
Unfortunately, we need to leave it there, James. We're out of time. Thanks so much for being here on The Income Generation. I look forward to having you back.